Hey Flosstube, this is Kate, the Queen of Starts, and it is Thursday, February 11th, and I am in a much better mood than I was last time. So I'm going to take a few minutes, don't worry, I will get to cross-stitch stuff. But I did want to say thank you very much for so many things. I wanted to say thank you for all your nice comments and all your lovely messages and all your well wishes on my last post, and I really, really appreciate it. This fibro stuff gets me down sometimes, especially when I just realize I can't do everything I used to do. I'm coming to terms with that. I am, slowly. So, much better. I made it to the doctor this week, got my meds changed, and we go on. We keep going on. So, I'm loving the year of starts. And so here we are to the cross-stitch stuff. So only 1 minute. So I hope everyone has had a great stitchy week. I've gotten a lot of stitching done this week. Not as much as I'd like, but still quite a bit. I've spent a lot of time binge watching Flosstube. I'm caught up on some of your videos, so that's always a nice thing. And the weather is gorgeous here today. I will be spending some time outside. And I think that's it. That's all I've got. So, no, not really, but just random stuff. Anyway, so let's get on. I have starts, I have whips, I have a teensy bit of haul, and I have a tag. And I think that's it. Okay, so starts. All right, remember it's February, so I'm still doing 2 a day. Loving it. I am really enjoying that so much. So Friday, February 5th, I started, I don't have a picture to show you, but it is a free design from La Dee Da called 1, 2. And it's the children's poem, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, shut the door, so on and so forth. So very cute, very simple. I really, really like it. And so I'm stitching this on a scrap of 14 count Aida in oatmeal. My needle minder's holding my notebook. Here we go. Just a scrap of 14 count Aida in oatmeal, and that's where I've got so far. So I have my little doll needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies, and she's so cute with her purple hair. And the floss I'm using is Artiste from Hobby Lobby. This chart is just charted for one color, which is really cool, so I thought it needed some really pretty variegated floss. There we go. I'm looking for the name. It's Spice Market, and here it is. This is from Hobby Lobby. Snagged these off the clearance rack. They were 17 cents each. I got a bunch. So, very pretty. I love it. I just love all the colors. It's so pretty. Pinks and oranges and yellows. So, that one I think will be a very quick stitch. And I remembered last time to put the links to the free charts. So, hopefully I'll remember this time. I'll put a link in the description to the free charts. My second start for Friday the 5th was Good Foundations from Rosewood Manor. This is the first Rosewood Manor chart I've ever done. I just love it. I love this chart. I got this from Rainbow Gallery when they were having their clearance sale. Isn't that so cool? I just love the house. And, of course, I love alphabets, and there's an alphabet around the outside. And it's just so pretty. I just love it. Right down here, the foundation that the house is built on. Check that out. That is cool. There's the dogs trying to eat somebody. Let's see. Yeah, I can't read backwards. Love, faith, hope, and charity is what the house is built on. So I just think that is so cool. And I'm doing that on 28 count Monaco. I think it's Monaco. Could be Lugana. It's from Michaels. So, can't remember. Anyway, it's 28 count, over 2. Here it is. It's antique white. So, working my way through the first word around the house, which is appreciation. And I have my angel wings needle minder that I made from a pendant I bought at Hobby Lobby. So that one's a lot of fun. I'm not even minding the back stitch, and I hate back stitch. Not minding it at all. Okay. Then my love whip. Nah, I'll get to whips in a minute. Let's do starts. I'm going off my notes here, so we'll do starts first. That's fine. Anyway, so Saturday, February 6th, I did my free one. Again, I don't have a picture to show you, but it's by Tiny Modernist, and you can get it from their website, tinymodernist.com. They have tons of little freebies. Lots, lots, lots. But it's called Stained Glass Window. And it's oh so pretty. Oh so pretty. Lots of blues in it. But I'm just starting with the black. This is a scrap of 14 count blue Fiddler Ada. So I'm doing the black first. So I finish the first block. That way later on I can just fill in the blues. And I have my little, it's kind of a red. Not really showing up, but little red owl needle minder that I made from a pendant I got at Walmart. So that one's fun. It's kind of cool. It's charted for 2 different colors, but I mean, there's lots of possibilities you could do with that. So my second start on Saturday was, been wanting to start this for a long time, the Sing a Sampler from Silver Creek. Yep, from Silver Creek. Check it out. So this one is really special to me because my husband and I went and saw the play on our anniversary last year. So I have the playbill. And the way I'm stitching this, I don't know how I can show it, but the way I'm going to stitch this, okay, this is my first piece, and this is 28 count. It's even weave. Can't remember. I got it from Hobby Lobby. They call it antique white, but it's really more of an oatmeal. Anyway, so I've started the first chart, this one here, and I'm just working on the border. That's where I have, and I have my blingy floss bobbin needle minder from True North Needle Minders. But this piece of fabric is going to have the doe and the ray, and the me and the fa, okay? Just the 4 blocks are going to be on that piece of fabric. I have another piece of fabric, same size, that's going to be the So La Ti-Do, okay? And what it'll be is it'll go kind of sideways up the wall, the 2 on each side. Then I have 2 pieces of fabric, one for the top and one for the bottom, that will be the words on the bottom here broken up. Kind of hard to explain. But the point is I'll have 2 pieces of fabric here, 2 pieces of fabric here, and right in the middle is going to be the playbill. I love it. I love it, love it. So, lots of fun there. Got to start that one. And I believe there's a stitch along in Cross Stitch Finish Line for this chart. Can't remember when, but I'll definitely get to work on it a little bit more when that comes along. And then, let's see, Sunday. Sunday, my first start was Garden Cat from Satsuma Street. There we go. Pretty, pretty. I love those colors. She uses the coolest colors. She just came out with a new city, in case you haven't checked. Toronto, I think. Okay. So I have this on 14 count smoke tone. And I got this from an eBay seller who, unfortunately, I think is out of business. We haven't heard from her in a while, and she hasn't had anything listed for a while, so I'm not sure if she's still selling fabric. So that's a shame. But I've started the cat. I love just how that blue pops off the fabric. And I have my Garfield needle minder from Minding My Minders. I just love that one. He's just hanging on. My second start on Sunday. My free pick for Sunday. I don't have a picture. I'll put the link in the description. But I mean, it's been all over Facebook a couple times. It's by Happy Stitch, and the chart is called Always, and it's in reference to Professor Snape on Harry Potter, and it has his silhouette and the dove and the word always. So, very sweet piece. So, this is on 18 count white Aida, and I've just started the top of his hair right there in black, and I have my, it's just not going to show up, is it? There we go. I have my Harry Potter needle minder from Minding My Minders. This is a full coverage chart, so what I think I'm going to do, the chart has black, white, gray, and the green is the doe's eyes, but I think I'm going to put a line of the same green around the outside and kind of make the white stitches pop because the white stitches are on the outside. So, that was Sunday. Monday the 8th, I started Leggy Snowman from Heart and Hand. Isn't that cute? I love those legs. Check those legs out. He's so cute. And I'm stitching this on the same 14 count smoke tone that I've showed 100 times. Love this fabric and I can't get any more. Anyway. There it is. And I have my Snoopy and Woodstock needle minder. Love. And so far I've made one color change. The white I'm using, instead of using 3865 that it calls for, I'm using 5200. I just like that white better. All right, my second start on Monday, the free chart. Okay, let me put a little disclaimer on this one. It was a free chart when I got it. It's no longer a free chart. It's by Artecy, and Artecy, if you go to their website, artecy.com, they actually have 2 free charts available, but they only have them available for 2 weeks. So you have to download them or print them within that 2 weeks, and then they change them. So this one was a free one at the time I got it. So technically it falls in the free category. And as soon as I saw this, I had to do it. I had to do it. I needed another full coverage start like I needed a hole in the head. But I had to do this. I'm looking for the picture. And this is black and white. I didn't just print this that way. This is how the chart is. It is a black and white vintage mother and daughter. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It just reminds me of me and Alex, or me and Hope. Hope had curly blonde hair when she was little, and Alex has curly blonde hair, and I just think that's so beautiful. Absolutely adore it. So, but yeah, the whole chart is in, you can see the floss there. It's just, yeah, you can't see the floss, you can see the bag. Got the windows open here, so got all kinds of funny colors going on. But there we go. You can see all the colors. It's just blacks and browns is all it is, the whole chart. So absolutely beautiful. So I'm doing this on 22 count white Aida. Little scraps of floss everywhere. Let go. Oh, no, that's my waist knot. This is the first time I watched Pam Reed's tutorial on waist knots. And so this is the first time I'm using waist knots, and I find it very cool. I like it. So I'm actually stitching this 1/1 full. First time ever doing that, so this is exciting for me. And I have a little blob of 33.71. But it's a little blob closer. And my needle minder, work with me, is my I'll Always Love You from True North Needle Minders. He's so cute. Needle's misbehaving because I glued the magnet. It slid when I glued it. Magnets were misbehaving that day. So, love that one. I think the 2 freebies they're going to change it on Saturday, I think, but it's walking to school. It's a teacher and children walking to Sunday school, and there's another one that's a dog. This is Beware of Dog. I think it's what they have free right now. Okay, Tuesday. Tuesday's start was Small World from Pedal Pusher on Etsy. There we go. There we go. Isn't that so cute? Love the colors. And I'm doing this on 14 count Smoke Tone Ada. I want the colors to really pop. And that's what I've done so far. And I have the needle minder, the lovely designer of Small World, Barbara, sent me. Little Mickey Mouse girl. So blingy. So, we are going to be making a trip to Disney World when we go to Florida in a couple months. So, that'll be really fun. Not super exciting. I've been a million times. But it'll be exciting because it'll be Alex's first trip. So, that will be fun. Alright, so the next start for Tuesday, the free one for the day. I don't have a picture. But it's a Lizzie Kate, LizzieKate.com. She has tons of little freebies. And it's her 3 Little Words freebie. I have the whole set of her 3 Little Words series that I'm stitching. But this was the free one that's on the website. And it says, believe in yourself and follow your heart. And then there's some flowers and some hearts and a little bird. Right in line with the rest of the series. Same colors, same design kind of thing. So very nice. And so I'm stitching this on the same piece, the same kind of fabric I have all the others on, which is 18 count Ada in oatmeal. And I have the word heart stitched. And I figured, believe in yourself and follow your heart. We needed the Tin Man from Minding My Minders. I have to get the rest of that set. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I'm sure if you haven't found out by now, Jeannie from Minding My Minders is on a very much needed vacation. She's on hiatus right now. She just needs a break. We've been working her. So you can't order any minders right now or join the group right now. Just for a couple months until she takes a break. She needs a break right now. But we love her. Hi, Jeannie. Let's see. Okay. Wednesday, yesterday. My free start, let go. Needle binder's getting fresh. They do that. My free choice was Fa La La from Plum Pudding. And I'm sure you've seen this stitched 100 times. Trying to fold the paper so you can see the picture and not the chart. There we go. There he is, little singing snowman. So cute. So I have that on 14 count, Smoke Tone Ada. And I've started working on his hat. Got the green done, started on the red in the hat. And then I have my Grinch needle minder from Minding My Minders. And like I said, I will try to remember to put all the links to all the free charts, in the description, with the exception of Vintage Mother, because that one's not free anymore. And then my second start yesterday was from Paula Vaughn's Quilts for All Seasons that Christine sent me. Hi, Christine. By the way, yes, I love it that you wave back when I say hi. I do the same thing. If anyone says hi to me in a video, I wave back. It's okay. So I am doing, I have a picture here somewhere. Beep, beep, beep. These are all gorgeous. I want to stitch them all, but you know, one at a time. I'm stitching January. You see? Pretty, pretty. So, and because of the boatloads of quarter stitches that it has, I have it on 28 count Monaco even weave from Mo's sale. This was one of the fabric of the month pieces. So it has blues and grays and browns in it. And I'm working on the hoop, holding the quilt. And I have my pink blingy floss bobbin needle minder from True North Needle Minders. And this one is so much fun to stitch. I was really enjoying it. However, I've come to realize I need one of those Paco board things, Paco board, whatever you call them. The little strips with the foam that you stick the pre-threaded needles in, because this little hoop has, I mean, that's 2 different colors of brown, but it's a few color stitches of this color and then a few stitches of that color and then back to the first color and then on to a third color. And it's lovely because it gives it this nice dimension, but need one of those Paco things. I know you can make them really easily. I just haven't had a chance to get to the Dollar Tree. So definitely need that when I pull that out to work on next time. Okay, so that, yes, that was all my starts. Okay. Stay. Or fall. Whatever. Alright, so of course I'm still working on my love whips every day. I have my bag and I pull one out every day. I try not to look before I pull it out and I try not to feel below the top of the bag to see if it's a small one or a large one. I'm just trying to go blind with it. So, my love whips that I've worked on this week. The first one I worked on was the Glen Auburn Victorian in Natchez, Mississippi. So pretty. This was my first Debbie Patrick design I got. I've since discovered I love them and have added several more to my collection. So I started this sometime last year. Beginning of last year, I think, sometime around then. So I have to hold it up. This is on 14 count antique white Aida. And I'll have to put it really close. This is on the roof, so it's hard to see, but there's some, hold still. There's some white stitches and then some kind of pinky gray stitches on the roof. So I'm working on the roof right now. And I have my glass domed, blingy, bird in a cage, vintage needle minder from Minding My Minders. So, very fun piece. Very fun piece. I liked working on that. Alright, the next love whip that I worked on was the March Calendar Girl. Let go. Good bags. The March Calendar Girl from Little House Needleworks. Love these. Absolutely adore these. I have 3 of them started, and I will be starting the rest of the series this year. Now, this one holds a very special place in my heart because this was my very first piece of non-Aida stitching that I did. And I think it's linen. It is 28 count, but I'm pretty sure it's linen. And I got this at Stitch Niche. I don't know how she talked me into linen. I still don't like linen. But I'm very proud of this because this is my very first piece I ever stitched on something other than Aida. So when I started, I had this whole part done and I had her hair done. So this past week I did her sleeve. So I'll have to work on the other sleeve next time. But fun, fun. And I have a little purple flower needle minder that I made myself. So that one, I love those. I should have the January one done this year because I'm very close on that. Next piece I worked on was by Ursula Michael. Let go. And it is Trick or Treat. Love the bright colors. Pretty, pretty. And this is on 14 count white Aida. So I added more of the hat. I'm on the middle hat and I added all this green and this yellow to the middle hat. I have my Maleficent needle binder from True North Needle Binders. Get in there. You don't go there. You go in the back. Yes, I talk to my whips all the time. Don't you? Everybody talks to their whips, right? All right, my next love whip I worked on was the first ink circles chart that I ever stitched on. And I started this last year. This is a free chart. You can still get this. This is the Book of Ink Circles. Check it out. I just love that. I don't know why, but when I saw that, I said, that is so cool. I still haven't decided what colors I'm using. I keep changing my mind. I've changed it 100 times. So right now I'm still just working on the border because I keep changing my mind. And this is on 14 count white Aida. It's a pretty good sized piece. It really is. So I had most of this frame already done and I had all the yellow filled in there. But what I worked on this last week was this. I stitched all the... It looks like a cat to me. I don't know if it's supposed to look like a cat, but it looks like a cat. So I stitched the cat. So, and then I have my... Can't really see the colors. The point of the owl is the colors. Look at the colors. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. So this colorful owl binder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Nifty Needle Nannies. I can say that 3 times fast. All right. Fun, fun. Eventually I'll figure out what colors I want to use too. Remember, if I don't put them away now, they won't get put away. All right. The next love whip I worked on, I thought this was really cool because, like I said, I try to choose these blindly, and I pulled this whip on the same day that I started Small World by Pedal Pusher. This was her other, she has lots of really cool charts, but this was her other Disney-themed chart that I had bought last year and started the Haunted Mansion. So, got to work on that. This is 28 count even weave, kind of a dove gray that I got off eBay. So, I have a lot of the mansion done, but this week I worked on this part of the gate and all of the grass. I did all the grass under the mansion there. For some reason, I have my Little Women needle binder from, I made that myself. I don't know why I have Little Women on there. I might have to change that. But anyway, I have my Little Women needle binder. I just thought that was cool. I had both Pedal Pusher whips on the same day. All right, and yesterday, my love whip was Chocolate Mania. Started this last year and worked on it for the Stitch Mania Food Fun Friends Family, whatever it was. It had food in it in November. Their stitch along. All I remember was food. Anyway, this is Chocolate Mania. I love it. The four food groups. The 4 basic food groups. Okay, I can read backwards. Chocolate chip cookies, chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, and chocolate candy. So this is from the August-September '89 issue of Cross Quick magazine. And this is on 14 count blue Fiddler Aida. And I did the cookie this week. I did the cookie right in here. I had the cake and the ice cream done before, but there's the cookie. And I have my blingy blue Hershey Kiss needle binder from Cassie's Needle Minders. So, that brings us to today. Today, I've done one of my starts so far today. 2 o'clock. I just started the second one, but didn't work on it but for a couple minutes. And then I got an opportunity to make my video before my oldest went to bowling, so kind of snagged that. The piece I started today was Pretty Little Italy from Satsuma Street. And I'm not going to let the Leaning Tower of Pisa totally mess up my OCD. I can stitch it. I really can. So this is on 14 count antique white Aida. And this looks like it's upside down, but it's not. Because it's not a building. This is a hill. A little bit of grass. I think it's like a little hill in Tuscany. So anyway. And I have my chocolate needle minder from Minding My Minders. I don't know why. Chocolate, Italy. No, there's no real connection there, but I just wanted to use the chocolate one. Alright, and the other piece that I started today, just barely, still have to work on it, is a freebie from, whoops. Ah! Oh, let go. Hang on. Got all kinds of problems going on over here. There we go. This is Give Thanks by Jean Farish, free design. And it's just so cute. I love it. Little pilgrim boy and a little pilgrim girl and a little Native American boy, I think. So cute. So this is on 18 count Aida in oatmeal. And so I just, you can see just a couple little stitches there. It looks black, but it's not. It's actually DMC 501. It's actually green. But like I said, I only worked on this for a couple minutes, so I'm going to work on this some more. And I have my, there we go, turkey, minion turkey needle minder from Minding My Minders. And, all right, my love whip that I chose for today that I still have to work on is Stitching Buds from My Big Toe. This is a free design. You can still get this. I started this last August, or no, November, for the same Stitch Mania stitch along. Food, friends, fun, family, something like that. Anyway, there's the picture. Stitching buds are the best. And I actually almost got this done. Depending on how the day goes, I may get to finish this today. This doesn't have a minder on it. I have to find a minder for it. But there it is. It's I believe it's 14 count white Aida. But you can see I have all the words done, and I have some of the leaves at the bottom. All I have left to do are the flowers and leaves on the side. So I may actually finish this today. Wouldn't that be something? So it depends how the day goes. So that's all my starts. That's all my love whips. And I have, sorry, I'm keeping an eye on my camera. For some reason, I have this weird thing on my recording timer. Anyway, I don't understand it. We'll see how this goes. I have lots of other whips I've worked on this week. Not much, a little bit. Little bit counts. A few stitches here, a few stitches there. Seem to be having more good days, so I'm hoping to get back onto my regular rotation. So, Santa's Village, the Santa's Village Stitch Along. I'm working on Santa's House on 14 count Aida in Smoke Tone. And these are all being stitched together on one piece of fabric. So I have added, hold still, more green shingles. I'm almost done with this color green, and then I'll do the other color green in the snow. So about halfway done with the roof. And there's my Merry Christmas needle binder from Minding My Minders. A few stitches. Every little bit helps. Okay. I also worked a little on my Magical Creatures calendar. I've decided I'm not going to stress myself out about whether or not I can finish these in the appropriate month, all of these, because it may happen, it may not, and I'm not going to worry about it. So this is on 14 count Aida, purple Aida from Mo's Sale. The only thing I worked on this past week was I did the border for February. So at least that's done. And there's my toothless needle minder from True North Needle Minders. I'm going to get working on the actual block. I've seen a lot of people actually have that done. It looks like it stitches up really fast. So hopefully I can get that stitched up and finish the January block. My Clouds Factory postcards, I've only worked a little bit on that. I finished the February border. That's what I did. There it is. One less border. So, and this is on 22 count Ada in Ectoplasm from Fabrics by LJ with my World Map needle binder from Minding My Minders. And the color I used for the February border was Moe's Sale Cotton Desert Storm. Orange and white and pink. My Frosted Pumpkin Passport I worked on a little bit last night. So this is on 28 count Lugana in tea dyed from Hobby Lobby. But I'm working on, oh, it just went out of my head. Awful. Big Ben. Yeesh. There we go. Go, my goodness. Anyway, so I have the clouds here, and then I have stitching Big Ben. And there's my pyramid needle binder from Minding My Minders. I'm using Moe's Sale Cotton in Bubbles for the bright yellow in the clock tower. So I've almost got that color done, and then I'll work on the next color. Like I said, just a little bit of progress, but, you know, every stitch counts. That's what Katie the Stash Queen will tell you. All right, next up, I worked on my Harry Potter alphabet a little bit. This is by Clouds Factory. I'm sure I have a picture here somewhere. Yep. There's the picture. Black and white. Okay. And this is on 14 count Ada in beige. Alright, so I finished Filch, the caretaker, and I have Hermione's hair and face done. I always do the eyes last. I don't know why. But I have my Ravenclaw needle minder from Stitchy Time Creations. Takes time to put everything in the bags. All right, I also worked on 2 of my Hades this week. I worked on Quick Stitch Autumn Owl. There she is. Isn't she so pretty? And I'm doing this on 28 count Even Weave and Dove Gray. 2/1 half stitches. So I just added some more orange. I filled in this little area of orange. So, and then there's an owl needle minder from Minding My Minders. Okay, and I worked on my other owl Hade. I didn't bring the picture in. This is my mini owl family. So I added another couple hundred stitches over on the left there for the Hade challenge, and a couple more rows to page 1. I have my little green owl needle minder from Brenda's Minders. Oh, I don't have a bag for that. I left it out there. For the there's Brooks Books. For the Brooks Books Stitch Along, for Stitch Mania, I'm working on the Stitcher's Alphabet, and I'm having so much fun with this. I truly am. Very much enjoying the beading. So I didn't quite finish all the cross stitches because I needed to find my DMC 930, but I have begun the beading on B is for button. So I added the purple buttons up here and some of the blue buttons and the blue buttons here and the purple buttons down here. Added quite a lot of buttons. I'm working on the buttons in the B now. So that is stitching up very, very quickly. So really, really enjoying that. I have no idea where I'm going to put these beads when I'm done with them because I don't have a home for them. Got my trusty tacky bob though. This thing is a lifesaver. Look, they don't go anywhere. Very nice when you're, you know, as you're beading, you're having a toddler, all these little fingers suddenly appear and you have cats climbing all over. The tacky bob is going to get stuck to one of the cats one of these days, I tell you. So, my other two, oh, well, there's the picture. There's the mini owl family. Helps if I keep things together. All right. When I went to the doctor's the other day, I worked on my Lizzie Kate, one of my 3 little words. Today, choose joy. So I finished the word joy. I did the Y in joy. And I started working on the word choose. So that's where I am on that. This is 18 count Ada in oatmeal. And I have my gold owl needle minder. I made that from a pendant from Hobby Lobby. And the other Lizzie Kate, it's been a Lizzie Kate week. The other Lizzie Kate piece I worked on this week was ABCs of Faith. And this was a kit I bought from Stitch Niche. So it's really nice. Has all the floss with it. This is 18 count Ada in oatmeal. And I've added a lot. I finished the, let's see. I'm trying to read this backwards. Okay. I did the word renew. I finished never give up. Increase your faith. Joy. So I've added quite a few words. Right now I'm just focusing on the words done in the week's grapevine. And then I'm going to work on filling in the blocks around each letter. And then all the little bits and bobs in between the letters. So that's what I'm working on. So lots of stitching on lots of different pieces. I don't know where the bag went. That's okay. All right. So next up, I don't know if this is going to turn off in a few seconds. This should be interesting. All right. So you saw starts, you saw love whips, you saw other whips. We're on to haul. Okay, now it's blinking at me. This may cut out in 5 seconds.